It all happened December 22nd, and we had been out to dinner, and Neil and I had come home and found that our living room ceiling had caved in, and water was pouring in. That was the beginning of having to rebuild the whole back of the house. The walls were completely destroyed. The carpet was soaking wet. I was so upset with all the destruction. I inquired to ServiceMaster if they had a suggestion. There was so much work to be done. RebuildEx came, and it was the best thing that ever happened. I met with 2 or 3 other contractors, and in no way did they give me the professionalism that Buzz did. Buzz knew what I needed, knew what had to be done. He explained everything that would be happening in the order it would be happening. The other contractors didn't give me the detail that Buzz gave me. They would guess at estimates. They weren't certain what was going to be done first. RebuildEx was by far the best. The main reason I think I hired RebuildEx was because of Buzz. Secondary was the price was wonderful. I mean, he had everything spelled out in the contract. I knew there was no hidden costs.
And if I recall, the price was what he quoted.
To the penny, yeah, phenomenal. The contract was first class. Everything was included. I think another reason I found RebuildEx to be so good was that whatever we had to have done, Buzz knew the artiste, if you will, that would take care of it. They gave me suggestions. I think he has got the best crew ever. The craftsmen were fantastic. The people that he had come were professional, courteous, wonderful workers. I felt safe. I knew that they were proud of their work, masters in their own crafts. The detail and the quality of workmanship was by far superior. It was better than it was before they started, and the painting was marvelous. The plastering was great. They seemed to respect your house. They were always punctual, and I couldn't have asked for any better service.
It's fair to say that they definitely exceeded any of my expectations.
Just first class all the way.
I was very much concerned about this heirloom piano that we have. It's an antique Steinway that's been in my family.
And we had just recently had it refinished.
It's difficult to move, obviously, but they said no problem. They built a box that was almost cabinet-like surrounding the piano. It was fascinating.
When I finally saw how the grand piano had been boxed in this wood, it looked as though it could be shipped to China. Buzz was professional in every possible way. I just always had a feeling that he was a phone call away, and if I was thinking about maybe some suggestion I might have, Buzz said that he could get this done within 2 to 3 weeks, and I think it was done in 2.5 weeks. I would recommend RebuildEx to my best friend, to anyone that was in the predicament that we were in. They came in and they took care of everything. I'd have them back in a second.
I mean, the result speaks for itself.
RebuildEx made it easy. It's all under one roof. They do it all. Buzz does it all. We hope it never happens again, but if it ever did, I'd be calling RebuildEx right away. They kept my sanity. Amen.
And I concur that I would join Kathy's suggestion, and I would also want to hire RebuildEx. Of course, it wouldn't make any difference if I didn't agree. She'd do it her way anyway.
That's not true. I think it is imperative that you choose your contract wisely.
Choosing a contractor for something like this, it's a lot different than hiring a contractor to build a deck, add a room, or an improvement. The imperative is get it done. And if you want to undertake to be your own contractor, I think that is a recipe for disaster. You know, there's a saying among lawyers that a lawyer that represents himself has a fool for a client. Well, I would translate that into anybody that wants to be their own general contractor is on the road to disaster.
He's a lawyer. I think in summing it up, when I saw our ceiling had caved in 2 days before Christmas and we were expecting our whole family, 25 plus people, I just didn't know how I was ever going to make it. When I think about it, it makes me want to cry. But then I remember come Easter, we had everybody back and my house was back together. And all I can say is thank you, RebuildEx.